From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
All right, time once again for another edition of The Horse's Mouth here at my bar, of course, at Tommy Mac's, where you get a chance to have a seat and get a chance to tell your story about what you're doing out there. Brought to you our good friends at Foodies Care, an awesome organization helping people right here in Northeast Florida with homelessness and those that are hungry as well. We're feeding them and we're finding them housing through Foodies Care. Great to have them on board. We got a fascinating panel this time around. The pre-talk was unbelievable, talking about IT, talking about coaching, talking about all different types of coaching, talking about a patriotic song to help youngins learn about the history of America. And we're going to tie this whole son of a gun in to a great show. So let's welcome in the panel. Priscilla Berry is back from Berry and Associates. Hey, Priscilla, how are you?
I'm doing well.
You're my coach. You're coach of many coaches, but
Yes.
you're my
Yes.
head coach right here. How are you?
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
What's the latest in your line of work?
I am dealing a lot with AI
Yep.
and helping people reinvent their lives. I think it's kind of interesting. My dad, who was a barber at the height of his career, he was military and had 3 shops here in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And
Cool.
he used to say, don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see.
Mm.
Well, that has come to fruition,
Yeah,
okay,
yep.
as we've been talking about. Everything is replicated now,
Yep.
and nothing is sacred. What I think we have to remember is anything that has the power to create has the equal power to destroy. Water, okay, destroys people and property.
Yep.
Dammed up creates electricity. Fire
Yep.
creates,
Sure.
destroys.
Mhm.
Nuclear energy, the bomb destroys.
Yep.
And yet every submarine off the coast of Mayport for the last 30 years has been powered by nuclear energy. And so here we are with AI.
Yeah.
And it has the power to create and the power to destroy.
Okay.
And it depends on into whose hands it falls.
Sure.
And I think that Congress, there needs to be parameters and it needs to be controlled, and
Yeah.
we aren't acting fast enough, and it is ahead of us.
How are you using it to help your clients make that transition?
Well, first of all, they have to be trained in it. You need a
Okay.
course. I'm advising every college student
Okay.
to take at least a minor in data analytics or
it's
data
here.
analysis.
Yep.
It's not going away.
Yep.
And the rest of it is for college students. STEM degrees and computer science degrees, that used to be the hot thing, no longer. Okay, if you're smart, I can train you to do anything, okay? But they're advising now that Journal of Higher Ed advises that you major in humanities, fine arts, music, literature, history,
Okay.
philosophy, because those majors will help you create a larger worldview.
Sure.
I can train you to do anything
Yeah.
if you're smart.
Yeah.
But the larger worldview is going to equip you in a more effective way for the world that is a reality, which is AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if you use it, we'll hear from the guys as well, but use it properly, it could be a good tool. But if it, like you said, in the wrong hands, I'll tell you what I don't like, these humanoids they're calling robots.
Oh, and think
I
about
don't
this.
like that at all.
Amazon just laid off something like 18,000 people.
Yeah.
And every one of their warehouses is run by robots with 2 people watching
Yeah.
very effectively.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the future of work is changing dramatically.
I'm not worried about them in the workplace. I'm worried about, like, when I see over in China, there's 100 of them running in a marathon and they're beating all the people.
The people.
Because then it gets me thinking of Terminator, and next thing you know, we're going to be fighting the machines, is what I'm saying. Great to have you on the show once again. Coach Mike Reno, how are you, my man?
Doing good, Tom.
From
Good, Tom.
Teknovate Consulting Partners.
Yes, sir.
Let me guess. IT. No.
Yes,
Tech, but a
yes, but
different
no.
way, right?
Yeah, but in a different way, because IT is the old ways, legacy.
Okay.
We're now a managed service provider. We manage not only just your computers and hardware and networks, as people think of us as,
Right.
but your cyber life, the AI policies that you don't have in your business now,
Okay.
protecting you while using different AI and chats and pieces out there.
Okay.
So we're trying to educate and coach people on the new technology.
From a more
right?
security standpoint?
Absolutely. Like everyone may,
It's all security.
there's people out there who spend $25, $50, and I have one client who's up to $900 in AI tools, right?
Okay.
But they're all in the public domain. So all of that intellectual property, all of those finance records,
Okay.
anytime they do any kind of analysis, it's out in the open web. Anyone can find, right? So what we want to try to educate is, yeah, we can protect your network and protect you as a business, but in your cyber life, in your AI, let's build a moat, let's build the castle, let's build the wall.
Yeah.
That way there's one way in, one way out, and now you can still do everything you can and want to do with AI, but securely and safely.
And you do it. You're a coach. You're a high school football coach.
Correct.
You do your business in a certain way, kind of like the way you coach.
Absolutely.
Your teams.
Wash, rinse, repeat. I mean, you got to keep a steady consistency with it, right? IT is one thing. When someone calls in, they want to hear the same thing from person A, B, C, and D. So we got to stay consistent. We got to run the plays. You got to practice the playbook. And that's the same thing even when business, when we're talking technology. You know, if you don't have the deadbolt on your front door, which is the firewall, you're unsecure, right? How do you protect your servers? Is it better in the house or outside the house? So like running routes, so we want to come in and go out.
How about for individuals, Coach? You know, the reason I'm asking is recently I received a letter from someone I did not know. They sent it to my house with a return address to send them signed copies of a picture they had of me when I played for the Jaguars. And at first I was like, okay, it's a little weird. Like,
getting letters.
Send it to my house. Like I know it's out there, right? But how does an individual? Can you protect yourself from that kind of thing? Like maybe I didn't want to. I don't even know who the person is, but somehow they found out where I actually lived.
So there are kinds of personal tools out there as well. I mean, even using business tools to protect yourself as well, right? So you can still do some of that from the cyber world. One thing we do to protect all information is for like people who travel. You can't have that firewall with you all the time. So we give you something on your laptop so you can be at Starbucks, you can be at in the hotels or airports. When you get something at home, you got to use the same judgment as you would when you're looking at emails, right? Look at that return address. Look and see if that's a fake ink at the bottom. Was it a true copy? Can you hold it up and see stuff? There's still little tricks you can
double check.
People can learn about to be safe like that. Outside of the personal with the business as well.
I appreciate that. Thanks for being here. No doubt about it. Tim Anderson from Stavvy. How are you, Tim?
Great to be here.
You're in the mortgage world, and you said before your mortgage and Bitcoin merging together. Tell me.
Well, I'm going to tie it all in, actually. I mean, we're going paperless and we're going digital. You know, everything's online. AI reads, we do two things. We develop what we call smart docs, which are data intensive inside a secure doc called a mortgage. But you can turn that into a digital token, and there's companies now that are actually buying and selling them as token digital crypto.
Wow.
So it's all going paperless. The other thing we're doing is remote authentication. Is if I'm need to do a loan and I can't make it to the closing, but I can go in video, you got to still do it securely and be able to authenticate who I am. Because there's going to be a lot of fraud, and AI is going to be a problem too, because I can replicate myself pretty easily. So these tools that we're developing, you got to stay ahead of it, but it's happening fast. And I think AI is going to be like the internet. It's going to be a major change in how we do business.
Be bigger.
I hear at the bar sometimes too about quantum. That's coming after, or is here, the AI. And that, I don't know, you know, I'm just a bartender, so that blows
coming
me away.
fast and hard.
Yeah, it is. Better be prepared for it. How long you been in that field?
2003.
Okay.
Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac said we're going to go this thing called smart docs. We're going to buy things electronically. It's taken a long time to adopt, like everything else, but
it makes sense making it into a token like that. And, you
know, well, like I said, there's so much fraud in paper. You know, I mean, I don't know if that's the legal paper or not. I don't know if somebody forged my signature notary. There's so much fraud, and it gets disseminated and tracked and lost. So I mean, it gives you a lot more control over it, certainly.
Wow. Very cool. Great to have you on the show. Appreciate it. Dave MacCutcheon is back. How are you, my man?
Good to see you again.
250 proof. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good to see you. Now, your background is in IT, right? You said earlier you're in healthcare.
IT, healthcare.
20 years ago, you were writing
33 years into the healthcare industry, but you know, I was in NIST talking about where we should protect ourselves in healthcare with AI. Concerns about, you know, there was always this concern. A lot of my background's in radiology and imaging and image interpretation. So, is AI going to replace the radiologist? I mean, it's just pattern recognition at the end of the day. So there's always been computer-aided detection, computer-aided diagnosis. And in my last few companies, we worked on AI that recognized heart arrhythmias. That was my last time I was here. Remember the wearable device?
I do remember.
I know, by the way, it saved my father's life, if you recall the story.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm here to talk about America 250 Proof, which we could actually tie in a little bit, because some people who first heard the song as I was getting ready to get it produced in a studio with real musicians and a real singer, local guy, Brian Iannucci.
Yeah, I know Brian.
Yeah. So I used the tool. The tool was I'm a songwriter, but I don't play a musical instrument. I hear music in numbers. And so it's give me a beat, give me a melody, and I want the guitar riff to go na 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 na. And so I write that in a sequence of numbers, and then I give that to a musician.
Okay.
And so when we went to deliver the music, everybody's like, "Oh, well, I heard your demo." I said, "Well, yes, that was my auto-tuned voice, and that was me feeding stuff into the computer, and AI generated this demo." But that's not real music. Real music was when we went into the studio, and we had Mike Estes, former guitarist from Leonard Skinner. He plays all the guitar. He plays the acoustic and the electrical. He lays down some amazing riffs in the song, which I think you'll love. And the song itself, America 250 Proof, I wrote primarily because I felt we needed a new American anthem to celebrate 250 years.
Okay, cool.
That we needed to bring back the spirit and the livelihood and just, the pure celebration of what we've accomplished, not only for us, but for humanity, for the world, the things we have delivered, the technologies and medicine. So that's what, the core of the song is. And of course, 250 Proof, there's a hidden lyrics throughout the song. It's an homage to the Star Spangled Banner. So there's a lot of lines in the song, and it's also an educational tool. So last piece of it is that the lyrics themselves are there to drive you to think about what they mean. So we were ink on a page, a spark in a night, 13 voices standing up to fight. So now you go back and it becomes a history lesson for kids. So we want to work with educational facilities, and we built a whole program around it called the History Hunt. So you listen to the song, and then from each line in the lyrics, you can go deeper and deeper into the history behind those lyrics.
Okay.
And that's not AI. That's a way that kids can learn history. And we need to teach people civics and history. And we also have to understand we're not perfect. Right.
No doubt.
We made mistakes. But that's the great part about the Constitution.
That's right. Absolutely.
We can fix it.
And we've gotten better.
We've gotten better.
We've gotten better over the course of time. And I think we'll continue to get even better and better. Yeah. I know here in Jacksonville, man, the people are just awesome. You know what I mean? There's a lot of humanity here in Jacksonville.
There is. Great city.
Charitable
people.
Yeah.
So I did an original song that I did with a guy from Puddle of Mud, Damian Starkey. He was their bass player. So I wrote a song called Man, What a Life about my dad. And then I went into the studio and cut it with him.
Yeah.
Then I wrote 2 other ones, and I sent it to another musician friend of mine. And he's like, have you ever tried Suno? I was like, no, I don't know anything about it. He's like, well, let me put it into Suno. I'll give it some prompts, and let's see what it sounds like. So sounds great. It's called If I Could Write a Song. And it came out awesome. And I sent it to Damien, back to the Puddle Mud guy. So what do you think about this? I'm like, do you use Suno? He's like, because he does a lot of production. He's like, I use it as a tool, but you can't say that's yours.
That's right.
Right? And he said the problem is with that is like, you can't sing it better than AI because it's all those voices that come together. And that's why Suno's probably getting sued, right? Because it did. When you play, you're like, man, that sounds unbelievable. Like, but the guy who's singing it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
You know what I mean? So it's just it kind of blows you away.
Yeah, you've got a blend of, Tom Petty and
Lee
Getty all in one song.
No, right.
Somebody's hitting a note up here, and then they're carrying the stuff down there.
Here's the problem. I think you guys all agree.
Like a tool.
Like you said, if it's in the right hands using it as a tool, it can be really good. But there's gonna be deviance. There's gonna be people with deviant behavior that are gonna use it in the way that's gonna be very problematic. I don't know what that is.
It's out there now.
I feel like
it's out there now.
Yeah.
It's called Claude Mythos. So if everyone listening, it's being kept under the radar on the news.
Claude Mythos.
MYTHOS. Go look it up. This is going to be very, very
That's what the government's been using, right?
They're not allowed to use it.
They
the creators won't sell it to the government. It's that bad.
Yeah.
And in my world, what we're scared of is it can find any penetration and report back on anything small. So TVs, cameras, anything you can get into can access the network.
Right.
And they also have built the antidote for it as well. That's the scary part. They built the demon and they built the antidote. So
And
that's where we
someone
are.
holds the key.
And they hold the key.
They
Yeah.
hold the key.
That's the problem with AI. There's no built controls to
None.
harness this thing right now.
That's my
It's
point.
unleashed.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
it's faster than the government can keep up with.
oh, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
out there.
and yet they're saying they need to do something, but they just keep talking about
Yeah.
it and they haven't done anything.
It feels a lot like college sports with the NIL.
Oh,
that's
man, that's
yeah.
a
Like
great
this-
way to
oh,
tie it together.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's
It's
just all
destroyed
out
it.
there. Nobody's,
Boy.
you know,
Well,
bringing
even
it
with
out.
high school, now with the FHSAA locking down the county transfers,
Yeah.
that was not as much as a Wild West, but
Right.
AI is still doesn't even have that type of restrictions on it.
Right.
And you mentioned earlier you were in front of Congress. That was how long ago? And we're still not anywhere where we need
Not
to
even
be with
close. Right.
Right.
it. You know,
Scary.
I think it's wild too. Like, so AI, you know, for most people, it's like 3-4 years old, and it's really been around, like you said, for
Very
a
long.
Very
Oh,
long
very
time.
long.
Yeah.
for
Well,
us who are gamers,
Yeah.
you know,
And these kids don't know any better. They throw all that data out there.
They
The
don't.
Chinese pick it all up. You know, it's going to be
Totally.
used against
Yeah.
us. They know
Totally.
everything about us. You know,
Absolutely.
and they don't even think about that. They don't.
Right.
Or I click on a link and it's done.
No, right.
Right.
I know that's the big, just from talking to people on the show, in businesses and companies, it's human error. It's people clicking on those
100%.
dang
So
links,
easy.
thinking it's real.
Very fun.
I know this is just a small tool. You guys would probably laugh, but when I get emails that look funky, I just put my mouse over the email, you know, address, and it always comes out funky. I delete it right
Delete
away.
it.
Of course.
Delete
That's
it
the
right away.
first thing
Yeah.
we teach. Absolutely.
Right.
Just so you can see where it's coming from.
100%.
If it's from weird, you're like, no.
It says it's Pandora, but really at gmail.com.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean,
No.
Yeah, I mean,
What is it?
you know, if you're, and I know you've done some songwriting as well. You know, you submit your copyrights or you submit
Yep.
your trademarks.
Yep.
And so I've got these accounts with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and with all these other agencies. And all of a sudden, I start getting these emails. Hey, you forgot this piece of your submission, or
yeah.
hey, you need to pay $500 to get your international submission.
Right.
Well, you just like you said, you just hover over the email and
Yep.
it's uspto.gov
Mhm.
at blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And you know instantly, but they've got agentic AI
Yeah.
sitting out there who basically
Just
reads
all-
the announcements of every trademark submission, every copyright submission, and then they go out and they create what looks like legitimate emails,
Yeah.
phone calls,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, well, you're missing this thing and your submission is going to be rejected.
Yep.
We need you to log on now and send us $500.
Yep.
And I've got to imagine many people fall for those schemes.
Oh,
and it's all
absolutely, they
AI
fall
driven.
for it. And the worst of it is,
Yeah, they do.
AI is learning from us.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
for sure.
Patterns.
It's learning from us,
Yeah.
and
Totally.
it attempts to establish a If you ask it anything, it starts, oh, that's really a great idea.
Yeah.
Or the book that you are
butter you up.
the book that you
Chat
are
butters
asking
you up,
about
for sure.
is a wonderful. Obviously, the speech that you are writing is so good, and so they develop a relationship.
Yeah.
And
believe it.
sadly, they have caused some people to commit suicide.
Yeah. for sure.
So I mean, it is a disaster, but it's not going away.
Well, some of
No.
these studies showing that even these young kids now are having a relationship with them. They're
Oh,
not
yeah.
even going to go date. They're in love
Right.
with their, you know.
Right.
We're living in an
Crazy.
episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
And to what you talked
Yes.
about earlier about, you know, the robots outrunning
Terminator.
humans.
Yeah, man.
Well, my
It's
wife's
not
biggest
fantasy.
scary is those robot dogs.
Yeah.
I was just over at SOF Week, with
Yeah.
Special Operations Forces Week. That's another business I run. But we were over there, and they had the robot dogs that were fully autonomous and fully
Oh
armed.
yeah.
That's a little scary.
That
It-
is so
it-
scary.
It sounds like a
Coming
cliche,
apart.
but when I actually go meet a client for the first time and we're talking about this, I tell them I don't need a staff of 30 people anymore. It's my AI versus their AI.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where
right.
we are
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the good thing about having a robot dog, though, you don't have to clean up poop or anything.
Right.
Great.
Or clone it so it still has to do it.
Someone's watching
Yeah.
TV and I can attack this human and kill it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Horse
Don't
like
put,
good.
don't put Cujo on. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
go ahead.
the Hyundai plant right up in
Yep.
Georgia. You know,
Yep.
they had 10,000 people. Now they're replacing them with robots.
All robots, yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm sure we could go on and on. Let's end it on a very happy note. Our Jacksonville Jaguars. How about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so
man.
good.
Looking forward to this year. Should be a good
Yes.
year. It makes everybody happy, doesn't it?
Right.
This makes our whole city happy when they do well.
And Jacksonville's a wonderful place. I had a
It
student
is.
once say to me, she said, Dr. Berry, I want to go to a big city. I went, my dear,
Yeah.
Jacksonville is a city of 1 million people.
That's perfect.
You know, largest in land area in the United
Yeah.
States. And then she said, well, I just want things to be different. I said, different? try the beach and Mandarin.
That's
Two
right.
different planets.
Yeah,
we have
totally.
more
Right.
diversity
Totally.
here
Yeah.
than any
Yeah.
other city.
Riverside,
This is a wonderful
Avondale,
place.
all that.
This
The
is
one
a
thing about having a
wonderful
sports
place.
team, though, it's unifying, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
everyone can get
totally.
around it.
Yeah.
No
It's a centerpiece.
politics. Well, trying not to be any politics,
Yeah.
but everybody
Right.
gets
Yeah,
behind.
avoid
it. Yeah.
politics. And,
That's
and
right.
America 250 Proof avoids politics
right.
entirely.
Yeah.
It's a song you guys can play at the
I can't wait
stadium
to listen to
ahead
it.
of the national
Yeah.
anthem.
Yeah.
It'll bring people together. It's a pure
Oh,
Jackson.
there's a plug.
I love it. That's all right. That's what it's for.
Come
That's
together.
right.
All right. Thanks, guys, for being here.
Thank you
Really
so
great
much.
conversation.
Thank
Great
you.
conversation.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Always a
you.
fun time at my bar, man. I absolutely love it. Check out their profiles at dailynewsnetwork.com. It'll be on the page that this show comes out on, this episode comes out on. Just click on their name, take you right to their profile. Until next time, stay safe out there and be cool. We'll see you right here on The Horse's Mouth.
Cheers.
Cheers.